we all look like we have good hair here. I can't see your hair, Ansley, but I have something that says post-medication hair loss.
Ugh.
I was I was on Topamax for 7 months before I started shedding.
Since the side effect, this is often a reversible.
Google starts its opinion. I didn't ask. I was on
they're always
Topamax for
listening.
7 months.
Hi, Google.
Yeah, right. Don't say that. You say hi, Google, it turns on. Anyway, I was on Topamax for 7 months before I started shedding. Honestly, I was just waiting for it to start, as I knew this was a side effect. I have been off of medication for over 6 months, and I'm still shedding. It infuriates me. When will this stop? I'm losing my mind. I've had blood work done multiple times, and everything is perfect. Thyroid, iron, everything. I've been to dermatologists twice who just keep saying it's TE and will resolve eventually. And they aren't worried because I have so much regrowth. What is regrowth if you can't stop shedding? Anybody have hair loss? Me personally.
Carbamazepine. Hey.
Yeah. I mean, I know I have.
Yeah.
I don't know exactly which med or when it started or if it stopped or whatever, you know.
It looks like lamotrigine, valproate, and carbamazepine are the top ones credited for that.
Mine was weird. Aptium made my hair grow, and then whenever I got off that one and got on Xcopri, then my hair started thinning like crazy.
Maybe that's when mine started. I think that was my last failed one. Yeah.
Aptium was another one for just for focal seizures, right?
Oh, it was, yeah. I mean, they threw the book at me.
Yeah, I think I had to quit the Aptium because of the pregnancy, and then you got put on a different way. It wasn't carbamazepine. I think they tried Keppra again, but I don't know.
Again?
It was
Again?
That's what I'm saying. Again?
I was on Keppra. That's like one of the faves for starters.
I love it. Yeah, I know.
And then they tell you when you're at like a different stage in your life, basically like 5 or 10 years later,
can tell
maybe it'll work
our
for you now.
starters were dilating.
I have made it to Dilantin.
that was our starters when we were.
Oh yeah, when you're kids. Yeah, well, until I was 40.
I don't think Kepler was out back then, but
okay, gotcha.
Has anybody heard of Jacksonian seizures?
97.
What kind?
Jacksonian. Me and Kate talked about this earlier.
I do not know this. No, tell me.
Oh, it just says, does anyone experience Jacksonian seizures? These have been the type of seizures I experienced ever since I recovered from seronegative autoimmune encephalitis back in 2020. They started unilaterally on the left side and typically progress into generalized seizures. If you have them, how do they present, and how have you treated them?
I'm surprised that seizures are a not side effect, but a product, I guess, of so many other illnesses, especially in childhood.
Yeah.
Like it's already got to be a really hard time in that family's life, and to be, assume that you're past that illness and the doctors come back saying, no, it caused seizures and you're gonna have to live with that forever.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was reading that somewhere where it's just like, oh, yeah, I think they said they had a stroke and it flipped your seizure switch on.
Yeah, right. Like I got heat stroke and it flipped my seizure switch on. But no, really, when my husband had a craniotomy 16 years ago, they weren't sure when they took out his AVM when he recovered, if he would have seizures. And so they put him on gabapentin like right off the bat. So, yeah, I mean, but he quickly went off of it, and he did not have seizures, thank God, and he did, mostly recover. But yeah, it's crazy how many things can just like all of a sudden now you have epilepsy and you're gonna have seizures.
Right.
So these Jacksonian things that he was describing is
Yeah,
defined as local motorized activity that starts in one area of the body and may progress to involve other areas.
really.
So again, we've heard of this in using other terminology. Once again, they have different words for the same thing. Something that just seems to progress from myoclonic to focal unaware.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah.
I was assuming it'd be like a myoclonic jerk that turned into a whole seizure, because myoclonic jerks sometimes are just on one side, and then I guess it might turn into a tonic.
Yeah,
that's what I assumed it's like. But I get the one side shake sometimes, but that's just kind of, I didn't know that was a thing at first.
Yeah,
Jerks on one side time to time.
I'm actually reading about it, and yeah, I mean it looks familiar. It sounds like a myoclonic, but yeah.
I guess focal. Focal is kind of the underlying word that it's not generalized.
It's like,
okay, so do any of us have that? Can any of us answer questions?
I don't think so.
I don't think so.
I think we're all a little bit more, but
that's what the RNS is. My seizures are focal. The RNS is supposed to catch it, zap me, and stop it from spreading.
Right.
From generalized. So that's
generalized.
what one of the electrodes somewhere in there is supposed to do.
Okay.
When's the last time you had a seizure, Kate?
I think it was yesterday. It just a focal, but yeah, I haven't had any bad ones since November.
Oh, nice.
So that's good.
I got something that says, I feel like I developed PTSD from my seizure. Has this happened to you before? Whenever I hear ambulance now, I get nervous and I have flashbacks to being on the floor, barely responsive, and seeing blurry outlines of people. My heart feels like this jumping out of its chest. I feel like a seizure will come, but I'm just panicked. Is it because this is my first seizure in a long time that now it's giving me PTSD? I don't have PTSD. My seizures kind of just, I don't know. I was a kid, so I kind of just let it. It didn't bother me after a while.
Yeah,
I didn't pay attention to it. I was doing kid stuff out there, just being a kid.
Yeah, my cluster, I think, gave me like some type of PTSD because it was hard to get through it for a bit.
Yeah.
Like I said, I isolated and everything after that. It was just like,
I spent a long time in bed after my first few clusters.
it's like when you experience it, it's not only like you can say you saw your seizure or you see everything, but it's a difference when you see it and you feel everything and you can't do nothing about it,
So you think the awares, and a focal aware versus unaware is just more traumatizing, even though you're not having like full convulsions. Just knowing that you're powerless.
It's like I for me it was more traumatizing because I always knew of my grandmas, and I knew like yes, they could traumatize others. And the stuff I've definitely like been through and stuff, like some of them were really bad, but when you're feeling it for yourself the first time and seeing it, and you're not even knowing, like I said, the only thing I ever knew was my grandma, and I thought, everyone goes unconscious, I guess, and
it's still really disheartening to hear posts like
and when
that, though, just because it's like they're self-diagnosing. They're saying that, does anybody else already have PTSD? Because I think I do, when it might really just be a one-time thing that you need to talk about. It might not be a full-blown diagnosis that you need treatment for.
Right.
Yeah, I would say the first one was really scary. I mean,
Yeah.
and but and after that, for the few months, because they didn't tell me anything. They said, "Oh, it could be epilepsy. It could be a tumor. You could have cancer. Bye now." And
Oh yeah, no, that's great. Thanks.
but come back for an EEG in a few months, and or whatever,
Ugh.
So
Or whatever. Yeah.
that was right after Christmas too.
Why? Why
So,
not?
I think
yeah, my
after a
first,
serious injury, definitely,
so,
you're definitely gonna get like
but
traumatized a little bit. But yeah,
I got over that fear of death, and so it's cool. And I just lived like a normal teenager, just it was fine. I did all the normal teenager stuff, but
I'm glad that
PTSD does kind of have a way of messing with your head
working.
because you go through guilt cycles and am I weighing everyone else down? And even today, I know my seizures are controlled, but it looms over your head. Like, is this going to be the day where, I forget to take my medicine and then like I am stranded somewhere or, you know, is it just, it does mess with your head.
Yeah, for
It's
sure.
like you get that voice too. It's like you want this to be the day that you don't have to be that burden to nobody else no more. But
All the time.
Evan, when was your last seizure?
What's the date today?
30 years ago.
6.5 years ago.
Good for you.
Nice.
Congratulations.
Yeah. Thank
That's
you.
awesome.
He's the champ so far.
Good for you.
yeah, he's got the belt.
Great.
Yeah.
And do you have VNS or the implant or anything?
Yeah, I got the VNS.
Okay. When did you
Yeah.
get that?
That was 8 years ago. Yeah, I
Okay.
think 8 years ago.
So that actually worked for you. Good deal.
Yeah, it worked very well. I think so. Yeah.
Check out my YouTube channel. He has a whole success story.
Awesome.
Yeah.
yeah, I saw that.
I mean, I keep saying that all the time. It's very possible, this is not a sentence. This is something you forge your own destiny in.
Exactly.
The video with just me and you, Kevin, it has the most views right now.
Yeah. My
Okay.
husband watched it.
As of my videos, me and you have the most views. But
Right.
the shorts, Brandon
I
has the
saw
most.
the one you posted up last night too.
Brandon, he has like 1,000 and something views from his shorts because he was talking about having a seizure in front of kids at school.
Ooh, okay, that would be painful. I wouldn't
He
like
said a
that.
kid came up to him
I
the next
wouldn't want
day.
to have.
He said a kid
I
came
would
to him the
not
next
want.
day who wasn't in his class who said, "Are you that guy who had a seizure?" People love that short.
No.
I wouldn't want to be an adult having a seizure in front of a bunch of kids, a little kid.
Right, that's so embarrassing.
Every
Like,
time it's happened in front of my own
Not
kids,
even
I'm like
embarrassing. It's
horrified.
like, yeah, it's like you're traumatizing them.
It's what I consider part of the PTSD. You don't want to hurt the people you love. And like when my niece was born, she was born. Oh, she's 8 now. So I was just healing from the VNS, and I was afraid to hold her when she was born. So I didn't want to hold her or touch her or go near her for a long time. And yeah, there's a lot of fear associated with that. And yeah, it's
All right, if you want to check that out, I think I put the right YouTube video in the chat. And spell check was supposed to be discussed, but it changed it to disused, whatever.
Yeah, Kevin, luckily you didn't keep holding the baby, because I've thrown a baby in a seizure.
Oh no. Well, I actually was having, yeah, my niece, my youngest brother just had a baby last year, and we drove up to see them. They lived several hours from us, and we drove up to see the baby, and I was holding her, and I felt my hands shaking, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna hand the baby back to somebody now, even though I wanted to hold the baby because I love babies. I love babies. But I was like, oh no, I'm not gonna do this to my wonderful new niece. Take her, please.
It was my biggest fear with my daughter, and I'm like, and you're constantly, I said the word before, catastrophizing.
Yeah. You're like, oh no, what's the worst thing that could possibly happen? Yeah.
The baby carrier was never an option. I would never wear one of those baby backpacks because I was so positive that it would just take too long to disassemble and unload, and if somebody saw one coming, they wouldn't be able to catch me and get him out at the same time. So I did not go the baby backpack route this time.
Yeah, that's what it was for like my seizure. When I threw my daughter, it was like catch me or catch her.
There you go.
Catch her.
Definitely. It was the day she was born. She wasn't even an hour old.
Oh my God. So wait, who caught her?
Huh?
Who caught her?
I think my stepmom caught her.
Okay. All right. Okay, so tell the story then.
Yeah.
Okay. Story is I had a seizure. I remember being there when the baby came out. And
you were still at the hospital.
Yeah. I remember the part where all the stuff came out and the baby flew out and all the stuff. Y'all understand.
Right, we get it. We're women.
Yeah. So after that happened, I was just like, whoa, I'm amazed. It's my first child seeing born. Just like, wow. So we're hanging out there for a while, maybe like a few hours later. My mom and my stepmom get there. And then by that time, I don't remember them getting there. So they said I was holding her, and then I just went like this, and then I was like holding her, and then I was falling. So I guess they caught her. I might have been trying to pass her. I might have seen a sign.
You were probably like, please take her.
But it was just like catch me or her. So, and good thing someone noticed.
Yeah, right? Good
all
thing
focus was going to be on her no matter what.
Well, that's true, right? Newborn baby.
Yeah.
Newborn baby. Yeah.
I'm glad my daughter's going to be 4 in a few days.
Oh, thank God.
I was going to say even worse. I left the hospital once I had the seizure, but I didn't leave the hospital. I left the emergency room and I went back upstairs to the where the baby born department at. And I woke up with no pants, and at that time I was, keep it straight, at that time I was selling drugs. So I woke up with no pants. I had peed on myself and I had ran upstairs. I swear I thought I was going to jail. I was like, oh my goodness, they found my pants, they found everything, going to jail.
Oh God.
You don't bring your stash to your daughter's birth, bro.
No, man. Don't do that.
In the heat of the moment.
The heat of the moment for sure.
It's like the baby's on the way. Me too.
Oh dear.
So when I got upstairs and I'm looking around, they're explaining the story to me. Everybody's all excited and happy. I'm still in panic in my head. And then once they told me the story, and I'm like, where are my pants at? I'm walking around in a gown and all my back hanging out and stuff. So they showed me the bag with my wet clothes, and I went to the pocket and I was like, oh my goodness, it's still there.
You didn't get busted.
Right.
That probably saved you because they're not going to go through those pockets.
No.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Exactly.
I didn't think of that. I was in my late teens. I wasn't thinking of that. I was thinking I'm going to jail.
Especially for an ER birth. This was not a scheduled C-section, like
No.
getting prepared and ready to walk out the door. No,
Mm-mm.
of course not.
I can't even imagine being like a mom with epilepsy, like going through birth and stuff.
Oh, I can't.
Yeah.
That's why none of my whatever those lady doctors are called ever wanted to let me have a natural birth.
Yeah.
Both of mine were both of mine were scheduled C-sections, and just tie the tubes in the second one. And I think the anesthesia wore off pretty well the first time. The second time, I know I definitely had some bad ones when Jamar came home. But it's the same, every trimester. They, that we expected it. It was pretty much like clockwork. The second time we knew. That's why all these like hormone triggers, they're easy to pick up when you're stable.
Right.
As far as like housing and some kind of schedule and day-to-day stuff. But, once again, every year that we had to move, it's just kind of messed up the schedule, and you definitely get more surprise breakthroughs.
Yeah, definitely.
Even if it doesn't feel stressful, to me, that's why I don't consider stress a trigger. I just call it a change of pace. I will definitely
stress is just a thing that goes up and down.
Exactly.
Varies.
Exactly.
Stress is a thing, but I think extreme stress is a big trigger.
Yeah.
So I got something here that says, is this experience relatable? Being in the epilepsy chat, I believe it's going to be relatable. So I'm going to start from the beginning. Hi, I started having seizures 2 months ago. They found abnormal results on an EEG, but unfortunately, I haven't been told much about what's happening. I'm seeing a neurologist there, but there is a language barrier, and hopefully I'll be able to see a specialist in the future. So my seizures only happen right before I fall asleep. I usually have one half of my face, usually left side, starts to twitch. I get this feeling of dread, like major fear, and a pit in my stomach feeling. So I lay down, and the twitching and turns and contortions start, and it doesn't necessarily feel like a twitch. It feels like I start daydreaming and then find myself with my lips furled back and my teeth showing, or my arms and legs in weird positions. A few nights ago, it happened over and over again. It felt like I was drowning, like I'd realized what was happening, but when I'd opened my mouth to say something, nothing came out. And the more I tried to talk, the more seizures I had. I had 2 tonic-clonic and ended up needing a shot from the EMT, but once I got it, I was okay aside from tired and aching. I could use a talk again. I'm on camera, but I seem to have seizures every 3 weeks. Again, only at night in bed, but I'm awake for parts of it. I really do feel like I was daydreaming, but I also kept coming to me and freaking out. I had epilepsy as a kid. I would wake up at night and throw up nonstop with my eyes rolled back. I saw a pediatric neuro who put me on Lamictal and said I'd grow out of it, and seemingly did around puberty, but this is out of nowhere. I was paralyzed in an accident 2 years ago, so this is not just great deal this is just not a great deal on top. Any advice or solidarity? I feel like I'm hallucinating all the time, like I'm crazy. I was gonna say this is relatable, but it's kind of not relatable.
There's a lot there.
And it's not personally relatable, but we hear so much about the horrible side effects of some medications just really don't work the same for some people.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yes.
For sure.
And
Yeah.
some are just so, like, if you see one that has like basically a 90%, the side effects are not great, I think it's time to stop that one.
Yeah. If the side effects are overruling the control it's giving you, it's not worth it. And that's basically was my standard rule with my epileptologist was, look, if I can't stand the side effects and I'm still having seizures, it's time to do something else.
Risk
sorry.
versus reward every time.
Every time.
Yep.
Every time.
That's how
Yeah.
I
Keppra
tried it.
was for me. Keppra, my doctor made me stay on it for years. He wouldn't take me off of it. And it was excruciating migraines and
Excruciating. Yeah.
just awful mood swings. And
Mhm.
it just made me feel so bad.
Did they get you into those like 3,000 milligrams twice a day dose, like the max dose?
I was
No, they didn't go that high.
Okay.
I forgot what my dosage was, but I had to get a new doctor in order for them to for me to get off Keppra.
Yeah.
Well, that was what happened to me, but it was not. It just happened to be that the two neurologists I had seen were only covering the epileptologist I was supposed to see while he was on vacation. So when he saw that I was on Keppra, he said, I don't consider Keppra an epilepsy medicine, even though it's
all the
for
way
some
up and
people.
over, all the way down.
And then he
Okay.
switched me to something else like immediately, which I was glad for. But, I know it works for some people. It really does.
Yes,
But if it doesn't, dang it, doctors
Yeah.
should pay attention to us.
that is so true.
Hi, Liz. Nice to join us.
Hi, Liz.
Hello.
Oh,
Yeah,
the mic is on
Keppra,
mute.
Yep, we're muted.
it just kept going up and up and up. And my wife, I remember her saying, it's like his seizures are coming back, his breaking through. And it's like, and it's what I say, it's like they're breaking through. It's like, all right, it's just probably one breakthrough. No, don't worry about it or whatever. But then it starts ramping up and you'll get another one in 2 weeks. And then it starts ramping up again. And it's like, all right, kind of.
One every 3 days.
And it's put up the dosage. Like I know when I finally got off of Keppra, I was at 4,000.
Golly.
6,000 is the max.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I would have to go upstairs and get my bottle to see, but
And
That's one of those that they start. We spoke with someone like a week or
it
two
wasn't
ago,
my
and that's
starter.
another thing that stuck with me, that they started him. Maybe it was canned tuna.
it was canned tuna.
Yeah, they started him at like 750 by twice a day.
Twice a day.
I was really surprised about that, and he's already, not a bulky guy. It's like,
he's having such trouble keeping weight. He's already dropped 20 odd pounds since they started him on whatever.
Yeah,
but like he's starting to put a little more weight on. We're really proud of him. I hope he comes so we can find out how he's doing.
Yeah.
So in this hallucination post, does the hallucination post lean more towards the seizures being the trigger? I mean, the cause, or the medicine being the cause of the hallucinations?
So, is it just that they're hallucinating voices, or like I mean, because for me, smells can be a huge one that's like, but it's usually an aura. But the smell of something burning in my kitchen last night would not leave me alone. I watched the sunrise because I could not, I kept going out there and swearing something was burning or the waffle iron was plugged in and my son was going to die on the other side of the house, you know, because my brain would
That's
not
definitely a
let me.
hallucination.
Well, I was like, if it's, you know, obviously it's a smell that I'm hallucinating because there really wasn't anything on and I kept checking it, but you know, that I guess that is a hallucination, but it's also an aura because I've had them before, you
Yeah.
know, burning toast and
I don't.
roses and rubber but usually if I smell it, it isn't too long before I'm about to go down. So,
My sense of smell is like off. It has to be really, really strong for me to smell it, you know?
mhm.
But the other week, I went to go watch a movie with my cousin, and I didn't say anything, but, you know, I could swear I was smelling the storm outside, like the rain.
The ions in the air.
Yeah, while I'm sitting inside the movie theater.
You could have been. I mean, the ions are something that, for whatever reason, we seem to be able to detect really, really well. Anybody
And
else?
that's something I can always smell, like rainstorms.
Mm-hmm.
I love the smell of rain.
Mm-hmm.
Just the smell outside, like it smells so fresh. It
Yeah,
smells better than fresh cut grass.
Yeah.
when you smell it coming and stuff, it's like,
All right, another reason to get out of Florida. Just smells more like a swamp when it rains here. So temporal lobe epilepsy, it looks like, is from a medical article released in 2023. It says is pinpointed as a form of epilepsy that affects the temporal lobe, causing hallucinations. So I guess that's more likely to be the form of epilepsy that you have for hallucinations. If I guess they consider it a different form, then maybe it's the meds. But hopefully the doctors are paying attention to both.
Yeah.
Okay, so when you
it
said
could be meds, it could be the epilepsy. I don't know, but I think for me it was meds and isolation. So
Right.
so when you said auras, I found this right when you said that because for some reason my laptop hears stuff and it just decides
And it just finds it
we're
for us.
talking about auras.
Good, great.
And then
Google found it for you.
Kate said TLE, so that just kind of all went together. It's one post with
All right.
What
aura
is
and
killing? Temporal
TLE.
lobe?
Yeah, temporal
It
lobe.
says color blotches aura. I'm trying to pin down my auras. I'm curious if anyone else experiences similar things. I hear static and then blurry vision that turns to like frosted glass and then space out, but still slightly aware. And then I see color splotches moving about. Not anxious, just like spaced out, got quick butterflies. Just confused if this is relatable to TLE or anxiety.
I can't speak for anxiety, but those all
I can't speak
sound
for
like
anxiety.
Yes.
yeah, those all sound like possible auras or like, you know,
Orthogonal.
yeah.
Yeah, something you should probably get looked at.
Yeah,
Or
and it
talk to
definitely could
somebody
be
about.
epilepsy.
What do you guys think? Everybody agree?
Yeah.
Could be something.
Yeah, definitely.
I don't know. People talk about a lot of things, and I just be like, "You should be talking to your doctor." This seems
For real, right?
Yeah.
Have you brought this up?
You should go talk to someone about
Get to a
we
doctor.
we can't tell you how much medicine you should take. It's not our, you know.
No.
Some of these things, I think,
Don't
like
take
you should have
extra
been in a
pills.
hospital.
Don't do nothing like that because you don't know what it might do.
Yeah, but I know back in the day, if I started if Reddit was around, then I probably would have gone here first before admitting anything to my doctor.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay,
I
yeah,
went
I
for a
feel
drive,
you.
but I don't know where I went.
Uh-huh.
I don't know when I went there or why I went out. Like that's kind of how it started, and now I would never admit that to the doctor.
Oh dear, yeah.
So yeah, I think it's these message boards are a really easy tactic to avoid, but it depends on some of the comments. If somebody's really just on here to vent and let it out, or if they're actually looking for somebody to reinforce, yeah, you're fine. Don't worry about it. It'll go, you'll grow out of it or something.
Well, you're not fine. Go talk to somebody.
Boom. There we go.
Yeah.
In the
It's like,
Or
comments,
maybe you are, but you should talk to somebody because
Yes.
we can only tell you what it feels like
Right.
inside us.
in the comments, somebody said, I get the blurry vision. I
Yep.
always describe it as the world looking like less colorful Picasso painting all of a sudden.
Okay.
And it's not exactly spaced out, but I rather an inability to do anything, so I usually just stare. I've got those
Yep.
just stare, and I'm wondering why
That's
I'm staring, and I'm wondering why I can't say nothing. Why am I not saying anything? Why am I staring at this? I've gotten that.
that's
Yeah.
a
I've been
focal
told,
awareness.
For sure.
I've been told, I just like, you're daydreaming, stuff like
No,
that.
that's a focal awareness. Mm.
It's
Well,
like
I've
I'm
gotten
staring
those.
at something,
I mean, I'm
and
not a doctor, but I've had
none
enough
of us
of them.
are.
Yeah.
It's like I'll
Definitely
be
see.
staring at something. I know I'm staring at it. I kind of don't. I guess I'm thinking about something else in my head. I
Yes.
don't know why I'm staring at the wall, but I'm in mid thought of something else. And then eventually I go, why are we standing here looking at this wall? Then I walk off because I forgot what I was thinking about while I was staring at the wall. So
But that sounds
It's
like something to you too, doesn't it? Like it doesn't just sound like you was staring at the wall. Sounds like something was going on in your head
I,
while you
No,
were staring at the
something's going
wall.
on.
it's kind of like a blank feeling, like it's hard to explain. It's like I'm staring at something, but I'm thinking so much other thoughts in my head that I'm not notice I'm staring at it. But then I can say I don't notice I'm staring at it, but I'm paying attention to it. It's really hard to explain.
no,
It's
But
like
I
that's
I'm
get
what
it.
looking at this. I can tell I'm looking at this wall, and I'm just not thinking about looking at the wall. I'm thinking about talking to
But
you
you're
guys.
staring. Are you
And I'm
staring
like,
through
why
the
am I
wall
staring at the
almost?
wall? But I'm not saying anything. And yeah,
I feel like I did the same thing. Like, for a long time, my head either never shut the fuck up or thought nothing. There was no in between. I was either thinking a million miles an hour and just moving, never stopped moving, or I was just thinking nothing. And people pay good money to meditate and think about nothing, but
Yeah.
I could just I could just turn my brain off by like just staring at a wall. And people would ask me, what are you staring at? And it's like I'm staring through the wall or staring at nothing. And yeah, I would do that. And I'm not sure if those were seizures or not, but it was something, you know?
Disassociation, if nothing else, right?
right.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm not even sure if there was anything wrong with it.
I
That's
know.
what I'm saying. Like it didn't feel like something was wrong. It just
Right.
felt like I'm in thought of so much right now, and I'm wondering why I'm in this thought. But then I'm
Yeah.
not understanding why I'm staring at the wall, and I'm not actually paying attention. But in the same time, I am paying attention. It's a lot to explain.
Yeah.
Yeah.
and then you just want to roll one and slow it down.
Yeah.
Right.
It's time to ground yourself. Or as my stepmother used to say, it is time to fix your head. And that was long before
Right.
I had epilepsy. So
Oh, okay.
And it's like, if you're, unless someone tells you like you're staring or whatever, you
yeah,
don't know you're doing
I
that.
would never know that the ones that I've had, I wouldn't know. And half the time my husband doesn't even tell me they happened. I have to find out some other way and he'll just randomly tell me. And I'm like, why the hell did you, what do you think I know that had happened? The ones I'm aware of, I'm aware of. But the ones I'm not, for heaven's sake, let's share.
Yeah,
I
that's
would
why
love.
keeping the diary, the journal feels pointless sometimes because there's just like no details. But I can say if somebody else tells me it lasted longer, or if the actual recovery time was longer, if it takes me more than 10 minutes to start making sense, then that counts as a longer one. And who knows if I'll notice a trend after recording how many. I don't,
Right.
it's just hopefully something pops up.
Like,
figure out new triggers. Anybody know anything about that? Did a doctor, professional, everybody ever say that like you can develop more triggers over time, or like fix some, get rid of them? I don't know.
Like I was saying, I was a teen, so like I said, my mom wasn't very educated on it. I don't think she ever explained it to me. We just were kind of like, the doctor said you have epilepsy, and that means you're going to have seizures.
yes, same with me. It's like the only information you could get was from the doctor. There was
because I was in pediatric, I was a kid still. Like I didn't get the information, and then like I said, my mother, it doesn't seem like she went to get the awareness for it to figure out what was going on. So it was just basically like, it was like, oh, I heard of seizures before, and I was having seizures, and basically like, you have epilepsy. That's why you're having seizures. I never thought of a way to control it or anything. And so you're gonna take these meds. Nobody thought of vitamins. Nothing. Nobody thought eat right. Maybe because you're a teen. Pills already had my appetite gone. So yeah, I was in the streets, bang banging and doing all the wrong stuff. Anyhow,
I guess the vibe is just figure out your own triggers and work on control.
I still don't know my triggers. It's like, what triggers me? It's just like, I'm just gonna go into a seizure. Boom.
Yeah. That's
And those are usually the grand mals. It's like, you think I would have went to the store if I knew if I would have,
right?
or if I would have walked outside the stairs and I knew I was gonna fall flat on concrete.
Right. Yeah.
I got something here. It says son had potential seizure this morning. Stable now. Is this an ER thing, urgent care, or primary care visit? So please be patient with me because this is my first time posting here. I'm not looking for a diagnosis at all, but rather general guidance in terms of good place to enter the U.S. healthcare system. Background on this is my son is in his early 20s and has not been treated for this before, although has some history of blacking out when standing. This morning I heard some thumping, and then he came into our room and said he spent several times flopping around his room unaware, and that he just came to. He said he was unaware of where he was or who he was, and vaguely knows he was doing some combination of crawling or rolling. He's stable now, but we want to get this checked out. Is this an ER type of thing since he's stable, or is it just setting an appointment with primary care doc? Alternative would be hospital-based urgent care.
Oh, I think if he's stable now, it's no point of going to the doctor, but definitely let your doctor know about what happened.
But at the beginning, did she say he might have had a seizure or definitely had a seizure?
She said he might have had a seizure, but he said that he was flopping around his room unaware, and he just came to. He said, I was unaware
so that doesn't sound like
who I am.
I know I'm the whole flopping around unaware though. I mean, but I can only base it on my experience,
Flopping
which
like
is that I never remember.
He said he remembers doing a combination of crawling and rolling.
That doesn't sound like a maybe.
Yeah.
It sounds like a seizure, and it sounds like maybe if you don't know what's going on, just go to the emergency room.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
at
It
least
sounds
that
like
way, you know,
grand
you'll get an
mal.
EEG or whatever. What if it's an infection or something, or a brain abscess or something like that? That's,
Yeah.
Exactly.
you know, really important to get looked
Treat
at
as
right
soon
now
as
and not
possible.
wait 3 months to get to a neurologist. Sometimes it can be super hard to get in there. I don't mean,
Sometimes they may want to move you up too.
Hey, does
especially if you've
anybody
gone to
know how
the
to
ER. They'll want to move you up much faster.
does anybody know how to send a message to Anne? It's been a couple
Um,
hours now.
Um,
I don't know what
what was
her
her name? Is disabled.
disabled diabolic, something like that. Diabolic.
Okay, yeah. So this is her. 7 hours ago, there was a rant posted on the other
Yeah.
community saying, I don't know what happens when you reach out to your epilepsy team for help. And then she mentions Benadryl, and then she came out of taking it with Kool-Aid. Just for the record, I don't want to be non-compliant. So this definitely sounds like her.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, I'm just gonna message her really quick.
Don't. Jeez.
I don't like what she's going through. Like, what if that, you know, I I'm just gonna pray for her. Like,
Yeah, really.
Want
like
to
that
reply
could
to
be
that
me.
post? Want to read it out and we
Yeah.
can talk about it?
Yeah, I'm just sending them a message saying, okay, send an invite. I still don't really know how Reddit works.
No, I was saying read the post to us so we can
Yeah,
reply to
yeah.
that.
Okay, so I can go back from the chat and there it is. Okay. Yeah, this is not instant messaging anymore. All right. I don't know what happens when you reach out to your epilepsy team for help. I don't know if you are aware what Benadryl can do to someone with epilepsy, but when I reached out because of lack of sleep and cluster headaches, my epileptologist and his DNP told me to take Benadryl. I'm taking it with Kool-Aid. Just for the record, I don't want to be non-compliant. There's a link to URL says jamanetwork.com, and that is thinking the medical like hospital. Yeah, so something about AMA. Okay, come on. Yeah, jamanetwork.com is the link that she put in that post. Oh, okay. You know what this is? This is an article from August of 24 titled First Generation Antihistamines and Seizures in Young Children. So first generation antihistamines, I'm assuming that's the Benadryl and seizures in young children. So in this cohort study of 3,178 children in Korea, prescriptions of a first generation antihistamine were associated with a 22% higher seizure risk in children, especially in those aged 6 to 24 months. So again, reinforce the importance of cautious first generation antihistamine prescriptions in young children and underline the need for further research to fully understand the associations between antihistamine use and seizure risk. So even though this one's about young children, I think they probably just do more studies on young children that probably have the same impact on adults. Maybe just quicker or more severe in obviously a child.
Right.
But here's the thing. It's like, and most of the people in the epilepsy Reddit site are in their 20s. Now, what happens when you go older and your mind, like, here's my thinking, is like, what if your mind starts going other ways? Like, I don't want to say bad, like deteriorating, or, you know, it's like you can only hold but so much because of medication through the years.
Aging happens too.
Yeah, age.
It is what it is.
Sorry, my
I
camera.
think Anne is a perfect example of handling that.
Yeah.
She had to deal with epilepsy for how long, as well as so many other issues, not all brought on by aging, but she's handled, what comes at her naturally and, due to malpractice, like a champ.
Right.
Yes.
I'll let you guys know if she responds.
I got something here kind of relates to me because it says, why do I wander away after a seizure? Yesterday I had a seizure. I started my first off-campus job. I haven't had one in 2 years. At a cafe, and I thought I'd be able to handle it. I don't feel stressed or anything, but I did wake up at 5:50 and had to be there at 6:50. I was there until like 4. The owners are super nice and they gave me lots of food to try. The thing is, I think my blood sugar is off. I had a monitor last week and it looked like a roller coaster. And the food I had was all very carb heavy, fried or sugary. I didn't really have great breakfast and no lunch, so that's all I had. I got back from working and took a tiny edible. A friend gave me 100 milligrams, 100 milligram ones on Saturday, and I cut it into tiny pieces and have been taking those. I was a bit worried it was that edible that triggered the seizure, but with that
Edible,
much,
like
I don't think so.
mushrooms
Anyway,
or weed?
hold on, you're gonna lose me, Angel. Anyway, I'm pretty sure I had the seizure in my dorm room, but then the only memories I have from getting back to school is going to my room, walking down the stairwell with no shoes on, going to a lounge, falling asleep in a lounge, woke up in a lounge with no phone or shoes. When I got back to my room, some things were knocked over, so I assume I had a seizure in there. This isn't the first time I've wandered either. People who've been there when I seize have told me I've tried to get away. There was another time I had a seizure alone in the shower at school and I wandered outside naked. Do you wander and do you wonder why? That's unique. Do you wander and then do you
Do
wonder
you
why?
wonder why? Oh,
Yeah, I wonder why. Like you said, woke up going up the stairwell with no shoes on. Been there. I
Sounds
thought
like
it was. I thought it was just me.
Damn sure doesn't beat wandering around campus naked.
Right.
Rather do without some shoes, but ugh, that you can't live down.
Yeah, I'm glad I haven't done that.
Right. Outside naked. Ugh.
Oh,
That's rough.
Somebody in the comments said, fleeing, fleeing only happens after a seizure. I fled once and crawled under a kettle rack at the gym, curled up like a little baby. I'm not sure we will ever understand what the neurons firing in our brains make us do pre or post seizure.
Yeah.
I got to go through these because I wander.
Those are probably the worst ones. I mean, now I don't blame my family for talking about baby gates and like childproof locks and things until they figured out that I was still, aware enough to undo the deadbolt, but I still might not have been all the way there.
right.
It still had the zombie look, but I was moving around.
Yeah.
But that's when detergent ends up in the fridge and, the bananas will go in the oven or something. Not putting the groceries in the right place, that's for sure.
Making the rice without adding the water to the rice maker.
Oh,
Why, I didn't do that before.
Wow.
That was when they were like, no more. No, I mean, after the pasta thing was really bad, but the rice thing was really like, okay, what am I doing? What the heck?
Yeah.
This is not good.
In the comments, someone also said, oh no, the person who made the post said, I feel like my brain was kind of telling my body that I need to find someone to help me. With this one, I woke up in a booth of a lounge in front of our RD's room. The naked one, I think I was trying to get to my mom's office. Someone said, your brain is hurt and confused. I hear that a lot. Well, not all seizures are completely the same, even if they feel similar, but they're not. the proof being how you react differently to them. Sometimes I feel the urge to run away and hide after a seizure and appear particularly paranoid to people around me. Sometimes I feel irritable and will go out of my way to provoke people. Sometimes I'm just extremely tired and want to be held. The strange thing is that all the times that I've had a seizure alone, I've wandered. It's like I feel like I need to find someone else.
Probably so. I'm guessing that's why
Yeah.
you're doing that.
I
mean, I don't know
never
what you
thought
need
of
him to
that.
do, but it doesn't. Yeah, I'm guessing that's your subconscious brain telling you to go. Your reptilian mind saying go and find somebody to help you, right? Is that? I mean, I would
Probably.
assume. I don't know.
I mean, they're the ones that posted it, so they must have noticed the trend and called it out.
Your most survival instinct, right? You gotta,
Yeah.
you don't know what's going on, but it's like your up here's not functioning, but your, back of the brain is probably. So it's saying go find safety somewhere.
Talking about
Yeah.
that, somebody else is ranting on a neuropsych test. I felt awful about myself and such embarrassment, and I don't like myself. I had to do another one. It's been 10 plus years. I felt embarrassed. I couldn't answer questions, especially in their 30s, that being me. I feel like most people with a functioning brain would be able to figure out problems. I felt like I was mentally stressed out. So do they usually prescribe neuropsych tests for more emotionally or like psychological issues? Because I don't think I ever had to take one for epilepsy.
I think I've read somewhere where if you feel like you're like if you really have bad memory cognitive issues, they're going to refer you for a neuropsych test. But
Okay.
yeah, it's like I don't know, like
Okay, so
why
yeah,
you
I'm
will feel
seeing it
bad.
to evaluate overall function,
Yeah.
memory, processing skills, all different cognitive functions, problem solving.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's a shame. I mean, they posted it in the epilepsy community, but if they're saying they already had to do another one, then maybe the neurologist wanted to use that as an excuse to see if it was, or to try to blame it on, again, like call it psychogenic and not epileptic.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Sound like the doctors are trying to build a case for something.
It seems like they're trying to all right, let's get this off our door. Let's put it on P and P ending yes or whatever it is. Or
Yeah, that's a shame. I didn't realize so many people struggled with actually diagnosing the physical epilepsy.
Yeah, I mean, because mine was so easy to diagnose once we got the right test. It's hard to imagine.
Yeah.
So,
I got another one about employers and jobs. It says, since my employers found out that I am epileptic, they have been trying hard to either fire me or make me quit. What can I do about this? Has anyone with epilepsy ever been in a situation similar to this one? Does anyone have any good or clever ideas how to deal with this shitty situation? What can I do about this? Or what should I do?
that's an HR problem. You can go for harassment, I guess, depending on how they're doing it.
mhm.
So did
That's
it sound
definitely
like
an
they
HR
definitely
problem.
want to keep the job?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It sounds like they want to keep the job, but it sounds like the employers,
Pushing
what they're saying is the employers are trying to find like trying to do something to sabotage them. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just another shitty situation. Whatever you can prove is what it comes down to.
Right. Whatever you can prove is it these days.
But if the employers are like, if your boss is definitely doing it on, like, you can catch them and you can, yeah, HR.
Yeah, that's what I would say too. And I worked in HR a lot. So, yeah, in different companies.